Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. I'd like to welcome our principal, Ms. Suffridge.
Dr. Semmel, Dr. Tenney, Mrs. Trinks, Mrs. Johnson, Ms. Dorsini, faculty and guests, staff, families, friends, and honored 8th grade students of the class of 2020. Welcome to Eli Terry Junior Middle School's promotion ceremony. I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank teachers, staff, administrators, and parents for the support and encouragement you have shown these students over the last 3 years. I also want to thank Mr. Hart and the 7th grade band for being here today and performing Pomp Circumstance for our graduates. And thank you to the members of the Eli Terry Parent-Teacher Association and parents who have worked for many hours these last few evenings preparing for this morning's ceremony. Doesn't this place look great? Thank you. And finally, I want to acknowledge the students who collaborated with their peers in creating the amazing memoir that was displayed this morning. And as I call your names, please stand. Madison, Jacob, Emily, Connor Garrity, Connor Kennedy, Delana, Selena, Dana, Gia, and Caleb. They worked shoulder to shoulder for the past month and a half on this project, and they did a phenomenal job, so nice job. It is my privilege and honor to stand before you today to celebrate this achievement. It is today that we acknowledge you are prepared and equipped with the skills and knowledge to leave middle school and enter high school. Over the last few weeks, many of you expressed your fears of moving on and leaving middle school behind. And I want to assure you that this feeling is quite normal. And so in realizing you are filled with great anticipation and anxiousness, I want to talk to you about letting go of what was and being in charge of creating what will become. And I'm going to start by reading you a short story. The story, When the Wind Stops, is written by Charlotte Zolotow and illustrated by Stefano Vitali. And so it begins. The great bright yellow sun had shone all day, and now the day was coming to an end. The light in the sky changed from blue to pink to a strange dusky purple. The sun sank lower into the long glowing clouds, and the little boy was sorry to see the day end. That evening, the mother came to say goodnight. "Why does the day have to end?" he asked her. "So night can begin," she said. "Look." She pointed out the window where high in the darkening sky, behind the branches of the pear tree, the little boy could see a pale sliver of moon. "That's the night beginning," his mother said. "The night with the moon, the stars, and darkness for you to dream in." "But where does the sun go when the day ends?" the little boy asked. "The day doesn't end," said his mother. "It begins somewhere else. The sun will be shining there when night begins here. Nothing ends." "Nothing?" the little boy asked. "Nothing," his mother said. "It begins in another place, or in a different way." "Where does the wind go when it stops?" he asked. "It blows away to make trees dance somewhere else." "And where do the waves go when they break on the sand?" "Sucked back to the sea into new waves." "Where does the rain go when the storm is over?" "Into clouds to make other storms." "And the leaves in the forest, when they turn color and fall?" "Into the ground to become part of new trees with new leaves." "But when the leaves fall, that is the end of something," the little boy said. "It is the end of autumn." Yes, his mother said. The end of autumn is when winter begins. And the end of winter, the little boy asked? The end of winter, when the snow melts and the birds come back, is the beginning of spring, his mother said. And the little boy smiled. It really does go on, he said. Nothing ends. Today is over, his mother said, and tomorrow morning when you wake, the moon will be beginning a night far away, and the sun will be here to begin a new day. You see, this is a story about new beginnings. You will continue to learn and grow, and your journey will continue in another place. Today, when you walk out the doors of Eli Terry, you will begin a new chapter, one that involves redefining your own life goals and pathways. You have the opportunity to make a new first impression, new memories, and new experiences. You are the author of your own life story. Make yours worth telling, and one that makes you proud and happy. At this time, I am honored and proud to introduce our first student speaker, Katie Peterson.
I remember walking down a hall of the middle school 4 years ago. I looked up at the ceiling and said, 2 more years. I was in 4th grade then, quiet, book-loving girl who was terrified of the future. The thought of going to a new school, having kids from another elementary school there, made my stomach tie itself into untieable knots. The world beyond was uncertain. I was scared by the seeds of what middle school is like, planted in my head by older siblings, television, and books. By the time I walked in those front doors the first day of 6th grade, those seeds of fear turned into trees, encasing my mind in nightmares and every possible thing that could go wrong. As I stand before you today, I look back at these past 3 years and I laugh at myself. I laugh because middle school was nothing like I thought it was going to be. Like any of us thought it was going to be. Middle school is not what is programmed into our heads and taped on our backs. Middle school is the gray in this black and white world. Middle school is the middle ground, the time to comprehend the billions of thoughts and changes and feelings sprinting through our brains. Middle school is the time to learn about ourselves and about our peers. Middle school is the time to learn we are not as alone as we think, and the time to learn confidence. We can all have this particular idea of what a person is like. Sometimes we never get past this first stage. Sometimes, however, we see this whole different side to a person. It changes your whole perspective, not just of your world, not just of the world or the person, but yourself. Sometimes we see ourselves too quick to judge, too happy to label someone. We have to really look at the person and ourselves to decide what type of person they are. Not only do we judge others at first glance, but we do it to ourselves. It sounds weird because who would know you better than yourself? There is no way we could judge ourselves at first glance, right? Unfortunately, sometimes we do. I know I do. How, you may ask? We judge ourselves whenever we feel we did something wrong. We refuse to dig deeper than the idea we did something wrong. We won't see ourselves as a whole. All we see is that one mistake that might not even be a mistake at all. Middle school has helped us stop doing that. See a person as another human being, not something they did. Middle school has taught us how to see a person as a noun, not a verb. Now, the road to high school stretches ahead of us. I'm terrified. I think we all are. I know, however, that I'm not alone. I know that whatever challenging, twisty, bumpy road these next 4 years has us on, I am not alone. We all travel it at the same time. I'm not saying we have to be each other's backup. I'm saying we, including me, need to remember, no matter how lonely we may feel, we aren't. It doesn't matter if the person doesn't understand. They have felt the peculiar feeling of being all alone. These 3 years have taught us that we are never the only ones. I also know that I am mostly prepared for this long trip, prepared with the most confidence I think I've ever had. If you asked me 4 years ago to stand on a stage and present my own writing, I would never be able to do it. I couldn't do it a year ago. Now, however, I can finally talk to my non-best friend peers without feeling awkward. Now, I can stand on the stage and present my writing. This neutral gray ground we call middle school has taught us all so many things, academically, emotionally, socially. Now, we head to a new battleground. We head to the black, the uncertain. So remember your friends here, now, the one who always believed you could get up on a stage and speak, the one who told you to stand up for yourself, and the one who told you it's okay to be quiet, the one who challenged you to think, and the one who can always make you laugh. Remember your family, always embarrassingly cheering you on. Remember your family, always picking you back up and never afraid to give a horrible yet sweet, inspiring speech. Remember your teachers, the one who told you to stop being so harsh on yourself because you are talented. The one who somehow made the classroom a safe environment you feel comfortable in. The one who wanted you to leave this school knowing life lessons so you wouldn't be so blind. Most importantly, remember this middle school journey, the whole journey, not just a yearbook photo, not just a trophy in a case, not just a screen, not just a slide shown on a screen. Some may think it isn't important, but it is. Middle school prepares you for responsibility and challenges. Middle school is the gray middle ground, taking you from young child to young adult. So remember it the best you can. Now, I leave you all with these final words. Congratulations, class of 2016. We made it. Thank you. Now, please help me in welcoming Jacob Zapone.
I once asked a teacher a few months ago, why is graduation practice so important? And he told me that graduation practice is so important because this class will never graduate as a whole ever again. Some of us will go to other high schools, or as bad as this may sound, some of us might never graduate again. This group may never be together again as a whole after this day, but that is why it's called the present. We need to enjoy the time that we have as if it's a present or as a gift. We need to embrace the time that we have. This promotional ceremony may be our last day together, but it does not mean the end to the memories and friendships that we have created together. This year was amazing. As a whole, we can all say we made massive changes. We made changes this year, all of us, but some of us differently than others. Some made changes to their personalities, their looks, or even to the school. We found ourselves throughout these 3 years. When I went into 6th grade, I was shy and timid, but this year, a few years ago, a few other students and I, we organized a field trip. We found our voice and we used it for the betterment of the entire grade. The school has been many different things to us. As weird as this may sound, the school is a mixing pot for us. We came into this school not knowing many people, but now we have created friendships that seem like they existed our entire lives. When we walked in on that first day of middle school, we thought that we would never be friends with kids from other schools. I thought that too, but now I don't know what my life would be like without half of these people. As the great Dr. Seuss once said, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any way you choose. It is up to us now. We can choose where we go and how we do it. I am surrounded today by the amazing minds of the future. the future inventors, the future doctors, the future educators, and much, much more. But none of us will get there without hard work and dedication. The school has molded us. It made us who we are. It made new friend groups or made old friend groups stronger. They may tell us that we will never be together again, but we will always be together. We will always be together as the class of 2020. And my final advice to you is a quote from Albert Einstein. Logic may take you from point A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. Thank you. I would like to introduce Taylor Greenwood.
We were always told to follow our dreams. When we were 5, we didn't think much of that. We didn't think that following our dreams would involve essays and exams. Then again, at 5, the majority of us wanted to be singers and dancers. We did not think that following our dreams would cost hours of projects and hours of homework. We thought that it would involve growing up and just being good at something. We were all wrong. Every single person in this room has a passion for something, whether it's in art, in technology, or in nature. We all have that one thing that we will always be good at. Follow that dream. Be a musician if you want to be. Be whatever you want simply because it makes you happy. It does not matter what the person next to you thinks. This is your life, not theirs. No matter what anyone says to you to beat you down, always show them that you will get back up. Throw away every single bad comment about how people don't see your future. Throw away stereotypes. Prove everyone wrong. Show them that the bad grades in math were nothing compared to who you can become in the future. Prove to them that it was a bad day, not a bad life. I want every single one of the 8th graders in this room to be happy with every decision they make in their lifetime. Maybe in the future, I will see one of your names on the billboard for New York Times bestselling author. No one in this room has the right to judge you for what you want to do with your future. Go to college if you want to. Be who you want to be. Thinking of the future, I have always dreamed of being extremely successful. I want to live in New York, I want to have an amazing job, and I want to be happy. I know many of you don't imagine having a future at all. I will promise you right now, every single person has a future. That is how Mark Twain and Albert Einstein got to be so successful that everyone still knows their names today. They worked for who they became. Every single math equation that Albert Einstein did, he needed to figure out. He didn't throw his papers away just because he didn't know how to do a problem. He worked hard for what fame he has today. We could all be as famous as Albert if we don't give up. This class right here is going to graduate high school in 4 years. Some of us may not go to college. Some of us will. That moment when we all have the job of our dreams will be an amazing feeling. I will work hard for who I become. I just hope you will too. Just always remember, follow your dreams. Thank you. Please welcome Dr. Semmel, Superintendent of Schools.
Good morning. And first, we could just give another round of applause to Katie, Jacob, and Taylor. You guys are some excellent speakers. It's really fabulous to see the kids being able to stand up here and speak like that, the way they did, and what it takes to do that. I bring greetings from the Board of Education today. Board of Education, myself, and all the administrators on the team are just very proud of all the hard work of course, our 8th graders who are moving on today, and our parents who have been so involved with their kids' lives, and all the staff members who've made it their mission to make sure the kids are successful as they move through middle school. And I really have just 2 very simple thoughts for everybody in the room today. And this comes from my 20 years as as working in high schools as a high school teacher and then assistant principal and principal, and also having 3 kids, 2 of them which are in high school currently. So first, my advice to the parents, you need to stay connected with your children as they go into high school. Sometimes parents think as their kids move on into high school, they can start to kind of pull away just a little bit, but I would tell you it's actually the opposite. For those of you who have had kids go through high school, you probably know what I'm talking about. You need to stay as involved and as connected as possible with the kids' lives. They may tell you that they don't want it, but in the end they do, and you'll be better for it. And to the 8th graders moving on to high school, there were some comments made about, moving, to a new place and having some fear. Of course, that's all normal, but I would tell you some very simple advice. First, make sure that you get involved with whatever high school you go to. Make sure you get involved in some kind of a club, activity, whatever the case may be. You instantly are joined by people who have similar thoughts to you, some ideas, and you get friendship. That's always been something that I've seen from high school students that's helped them be successful. Number 2, freshman year absolutely counts. So sometimes you'll hear, oh no, it's just freshman year. Freshman year is just as important as junior year, senior year, and of course sophomore year. So make sure you stay focused. You've worked hard to get to this point, and you'll continue to work hard as you move forward, but make sure you understand that that freshman year you work very hard. And finally, I mentioned the parents earlier that they should stay connected to their kids. Make sure you make it easier. Make sure you make it easy for them to stay connected. Sometimes you try to push away your parents a little bit. Don't do that. They're there for you. They want to see you successful. So make it really easy for them to stay connected to you. I'm just very excited and proud for our class of 2020. You all seem like a phenomenal group. I've seen you in your classes. I've seen what you've done so far, and the opportunities that are out there for you now. When you walk out of Eli Terry Junior Middle School and you're able to walk in through other doors, they're huge. Take full advantage of everything that you've been given so far and continue to make yourself proud, your family proud, and the Plymouth Public Schools proud. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Mr. Hart and the 8th grade chorus to the stage. I would like to invite Mrs. Badenhop to the podium. At this time, we are going to present the certificates.
Here we go. All righty. We'll let you know. All set? Okay. Nicholas Ideen. Emily Allensworth. Jacob Ash. Justice Aubin. Michael Batters. Selena Bollier. Justin Belmare. Zachary Blanchette. Christopher Blaskowitz. Ryan Byron. John Kane. Amber Karen. Joseph Carr. Anaya Christopher. Alexander Colasanto. Jacob Collette. Ryan Cook. James Cormier. Christina Cotulio. Evan Coviello. Brandon Coles. Devon Dow. Christopher DeForest. Abigail Della Vecchia. Logan DiPastino. Eric Dilger. Hannah Davitsky. Owen Doyle. Leanne Elwell. Cole Engel. Delana Ferrazzi. Kylie Flores. Connor Flynn. Jordan Fulton. Paige Gambino. Connor Garrity. Brandon Gauthier. Jared Gauthier. Taylor Greenwood. Gabriella Hamzy. What happened? Jacob. No, I could never miss. Jacob Gendron. Thank you. Taylor Greenwood. Gabriella Hamzy. C.J. Hart. McKenna Hoadley. Alexia Hoffer. Kevin Hormos. Nicholas Ironimo. Brianna Jones. Connor Kennedy. Caitlin Kozer. Sarah Kreisig. Jada Cooley. Caleb Leclerc. Zoe Lee. Wyatt Linsky. Olivia Lopes. Caroline Lundy. John Maylott. Zach Mallet. Madison Maskey. Dana Mazer. Cassandra McCarthy. Hannah McIntyre. Kaya McKay. Devin McClellan. Alexandria Michaud. Gia Monteleone. Emily Morgan. Abigail Moyles. Michaela Nolan. Elizabeth O'Donnell. Carl Paulette. Dante Perlingi. Gianna Perlingi. Katie Peterson. Richard Perry. James Picard. Hannah Pierre. Jacob Pietrowski. Anthony Pyers. Colby Rowe. Zachary Rinkovich. Dominique Rodrigue. Amy Roki. Luis Rosario. Drillin Rahimi. Aiden Rizeki. Cody Ryder. Jamal Sammy. Bria Sanchez. Nithali Sarkol. Alexis Schwartz. Angelina St. Andrew. Brandon Steele. Alyssa Thibodeau. Desiree Thibodeau. Emily Tobin. Jacob Toth. Logan Trudell. Olivia Tui. Jeanette Urso. Naomi Valencia. Savannah Wallingford. Harold Watson Hill. Vanessa Wesley. Casey Wunsch. Michael Zalewski. Julia Zanuski. And Jacob Zapone.
I am proud to present to you the class of 2020.
And everyone, when you go bring your instrument back or to your locker, make sure you bring one.